JasonGamingKing here, coming to you with a admittedly impromptu episode of Road to 1500. Currently we're going over a game I just played, so it's very fresh. And it's the second last most recent game I played. The most recent one actually just pushed me to 1200, so I'm currently sitting at, in this game, 1195 elo. And I play with the white pieces. I feel like this is a good game to learn from because there's a lot of pinning, a lot of pressure on the center, and near the end, because of my superior thinking in the moment, I did manage to trade down pieces into a winning endgame because I managed to sacrifice a pawn for promotion. So let's get started on this game. It's quite a short game, it's only 38 moves. So this will be a short video, probably 15 minutes. I start with d4. The opponent plays knight c3. No, knight f6. I play knight c3. I don't know what this opening is. I've not encountered it before, so if anyone knows, please tell me in the comments. I'll probably never use it because it doesn't feel good, but I've encountered it enough times I feel it like it's its own opening. And here they play d5. I play bishop g5, pinning the knight. Well, not really a pin because it's pinned to the pawn. But they follow up with bishop f5. I play knight f3. Just looking to add another defender on the d4 pawn. They play knight b to d7. I don't know exactly what was behind this move, but I'm guessing they're thinking, oh, he's going to take, so if I lose the knight, I can put the knight on the same square to replace the knight that was just taken, and it's still strong, I guess. It makes some sense, but in this position I play e3, just looking to open up the bishop and to defend the pawn a third time. They play e6. I think the point of this was to be like, oh, the knight's so vulnerable, you can take it. Go ahead and take my knight. I don't. I play bishop d3, looking to trade the bishops, which they take, and I take. Then they play bishop to b4, attacking the knight and pinning it to the king. I play a3, trying to kick it away. They move. I attack again, removing the pin. They move back again, and then I feel that knight is just weak. So I decide in this moment that instead of letting them have a bishop, which is in the late game going to be better for them, I'll just take. And they castle. And I take. Then they take with a knight, and in this position I play bishop f6, taking the knight. They take back with the queen, and in this position, the reason why I decided to do that, which I feel after the fact, that I should not have taken this bishop yet, or I shouldn't have taken this knight yet, but my plan was to play knight e5, which I do, but I was kind of blind in this position. This shows that I'm still not really an advanced player. I'm not 1500 yet. I'm better than I feel my elo is. That's my opinion. Whether it's true or not, who knows? I'm not really pushing elo as fast as I should be, but the knight is blocking my idea. My idea was the fork, playing knight to d7, but that just gives away your knight. That's just a bad move. But yeah, I see it in time at least, and they don't just throw away my knight. And they play a strange move. Oh no, first they play queen e7, which is fine. And then that castle, just trying to continue my development. And they play f6, kicking my knight. I go back to f3. And then here's the move that's weird for me. Knight c4. I don't really see the purpose behind this move. If anyone does, again, please let me know in the comments. I don't see any purpose behind this. It feels kind of worthless to me. And so I wasn't really sure what to do, so I decided to, as a waiting move, just play c3. c3 doesn't really have anything behind it besides just trying to make them make a move. Because at this elo, the more moves you can make, the more chances they are to just blunder for no reason. And they actually are playing solid in this game. It's not until near the end of the game they really start showing their elo. Here they play a waiting move as well. They play a6. And I play knight d2. The idea behind this is to either have them take and play knight x d2, and I play queen x d2. And then they don't really have any way of attacking me, at least not now. And if they don't take, and they leave the knight there, then I can win a pawn. Because I can play knight x c4, they play dx c4, I play queen x c4. Simple stuff. And then next, they play knight to d6. Which is not a bad move. It's protected by the queen. It's not attacked by anything. It can't really be attacked by anything. And it controls the e4 and c4 squares. So, like, all the diagonals of the queen are quite useless now. Especially when reinforced with the pawns. In this position, I play e4. The idea is that I'm just trying to trade the center out. Maybe do something like rook fe1, and if they don't take right away, I can play rook fe1, take the pawn, and then it's pinned, or the e pawn is pinned, so you can attack a lot more easily. Win an extra pawn, win tempo, build a battery, something like that. Next, they play c6. Another waiting move, I'm assuming. I don't see any purpose behind it. Other than maybe to, like, if I take with the pawn, they have their pawn structure still solid. Which I do, I take. Oh, no, I don't take. I play rook e1 first, like my previous mentioned idea. But it doesn't really work as well here. Here they play rook e8, reinforcing the queen. I feel like this is a pretty good move. So for this position, nothing really bad is happening. It's only in about 8 moves that things really start to go south for the opponent, I feel. Also, I would like to mention, I did mention this at the beginning, but in game review, I actually did very well. I got 89.9%. I only got 2 inaccuracies and 1 or 2 good moves. Everything else was best or excellent. But in this position, I play exd5, they play cxd5, and then I push c4. Continuing the previous idea of if pawn takes pawn, then knight takes pawn, and then knight takes knight, and then queen takes knight. And then I can do something like rook C or rook E3 and then rook A E1, creating battery, while the queen is also looking at the pawn on E6, and so I would win the pawn because their best move is to do something like try and trade queens. You trade queens, you take the pawn, and then you take the rook that takes the rook. And then you have your rook on the open file, and everything's just good for you at this point. You just gotta watch out for back rank and you're fine. But none of that happens. They do not actually take the pawn. They play queen f7, getting it out of the way because they see the pawn takes pawn happening, which I do not do because I saw it no longer was viable because it just is a pawn and a rook trade at this point. And then you're just going to constantly have that file open for the enemy to use because they will take their rook back with their rook. And it's just not good. So I just decided I want to kick the knight. That was my idea. Just kick the knight. And it moves to f5, which I didn't really see much purpose in. And my coach, who has already looked over this game, said that he would in this position play g4, but I personally do not agree with g4. I feel it's too aggressive. And it just exposes your king safety for no reason. And so in this position I play knight f3. Not really any particular reason why, but I felt that just my instincts were saying anytime now they're going to play something like e5. And if they play e5, you want something to hold that square besides just a pawn. You want some kind of resistance in the position. And they play knight e7, which I don't get the purpose behind that move. I think they were just trying to reroute on the queen side. But it felt like a wasted move. Nothing was attacking the knight. The knight was completely fine there. And then here I make a mouse slip. I was going to play rook e2, but I played rook e3. And so they go back. And I go rook e3, or e2. My idea is obviously just a battery. More attackers on the e-pawn, the better. And in this position, they play rook e7, looking to make their own battery. I play b5. Nothing particularly huge in here. I just wanted to trade off the pawns. They go rook a8, and I didn't really like giving that rook too much room, so I just decided to lock it down. I play b6. Just b6. And then they go back. And then I create my battery. And they play... I feel like this wasn't a mistake for them on game review, but I feel like this was just a bad move. Like, I think it was an inaccuracy, but I feel like it was more than just an inaccuracy. They play queen g6. They just pin their queen, or their knight to their queen for no reason. I feel like they were going to play something like... I don't even know, I don't even know what they could do in this position. There's nowhere for their knight to move that doesn't just lose pieces. And so on the 29th move, I play a4. My idea is to play a5 so I can completely lock down all the pawns. And so the only way things can go anywhere is so they play the move that they play here, which is their first official game review rated mistake, is they play e5. And from here, the position just slowly falls apart for them. Because I play dx e5, they play pawn takes with fx e5. I play queen x d5 check. And then from here on out, I can just trade. I can trade down the rooks, and I'm bing chilling. Which I do. They move their king. I take. They take. I take. They take. And I take. And then here they made another mistake. They played queen f7. Which saves them from back rank mate. But doesn't save them from being forced to trade down with queen b8 check. They must play queen g8, and after takes, there's really no way that I see, and the opponent didn't see either, how to defend against c6, which I play. And in this position, either they take or they don't. But either way, a pawn is making it to the 7th rank. And then they promote. And this is where the game ended. Before I end the before I end the video, I'm actually going to check what they could have done to see if there was actually anything they could have done. Yep, taking is a mistake. Best move was what? Best move was here. Okay, so they could have saved it. But even still, in this position, I feel like this is just gonna lose. I have 2 extra pawns. I feel like my knight can come in and easily take some of those pawns. And then it's just over. Like, I play something like... Knight e5. Oh, example. They're gonna pawn push, which makes sense. Okay, it wants me to go here. I go here. And you go here, threatening to take while defending. Wants the king to come in. Wants my king to come in. Just push the pawn. That makes sense. Come in. You just come in too and defend. Yep. Yeah, and then takes, makes sense. And then you take because they can't take the knight. And you come in, and now they're blocked in. Honestly, you can do this, and you're fine. Like, at this point, it's so winning, it doesn't even matter what you do. Yep, now they're fucked. Done. Yeah, it's really not that complicated, at least for me. But yeah, that was the game. That pretty much was the game that pushed me to 1200. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'm hoping this video is coming out at sometime around midnight tonight, so it should be early morning for everyone of the 6th? No, today's of the 8th. Yeah, it should be coming on the 8th of September. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, tell me what you think. If you saw anything I didn't, I would love to see your insights. I'm always looking for advice in chess. But yeah, everyone have a great day. Peace.